Today I will tell you how to properly smoke lard. In the previous video, I explained how lard is salted in brine, placed in a pot, put in the refrigerator for a week and salted there. After a week, we take out the lard and proceed to dry it. For this, you can use a dry towel or paper. Pat it well, and then hang it on hooks made from stainless wire, piercing through the skin, and is hung up on a rope. In this position, it should hang for a day for hours, 8 to 9. Excess moisture drains off, the pores of the lard are freed from water. And later, during smoking, it will absorb more smoke. The lard will be more yellow, beautiful, and aromatic, and soft. Some people salt it immediately after taking it out of the brine. I believe this is incorrect because after such smoking in a wet state, it turns out to be weakly smoked, wet, and almost boiled rather than smoked. We will conduct the smoking in a smoker. It is for hot smoking. It is factory made. That's why in the previous video I talked about how to smoke turkey. Today we will be smoking pork fat here. To start with, we take out everything from the smoker. Under the tray, we spread sawdust about 2 centimeters around the entire perimeter of the smoker. I use sawdust from fruit trees. Here they are from apple trees. Finely chopped, slightly moistened. This gives a good aroma. You should not use sawdust from coniferous trees or walnut trees, as they can impart an iodine taste, which gives an unpleasant flavor, and it might be slightly bitter. Then we place the tray for fat drainage. The tray has special legs, which rest on the sawdust and the bottom of the smoker. Then is placed the first rack on the special handles of the tray, and on this one. Lard is placed on the grill. I usually put larger pieces on the lower level, smaller ones on the upper level. It should be placed skin side down, so that later on less fat drips into the palate and the lard remains softer. When it's on the bottom, it cooks better. And even if you bought lard with a tough skin after such smoking, the skin will be soft and appetizing. We lay them alternately, each piece, carefully removing it from the hook where it was aired, and then gently and slightly dried for a while. Some people like the fat to be a little wet. Some people like it that way, completely dry. Here you need to experiment, and everything will work out for you. The first layer of fat is laid out. Then we take the second rack. It has such sturdy legs, and we place it on the first layer. You can place it with the legs directly on the pieces of fat if our smoker is packed to the brim. If there is free space, then the legs can rest on the lower rack. There will be no mistake. Everything will turn out well. And we also arrange the second one, a layer of lard on the grill at I'm fat today. Not very much. So there's even some free space left. After the lard is placed, we cover the smoker with a lid. There is a special hole on the lid. And we begin the process. Here's the lid. We cover it. There is a small pipe here for smoke ventilation. If the smoke is not vented, then the bacon will have, like any product, a slightly bitter taste. Due to the fact that the smoke accumulates here in excessive amounts and starts to give the final product a slightly bitter taste. So we closed it with the lid. Now we take water, about a glass, then pour it into the channel, which provides insulation for the inner surface of the smoker from the outside air. The apartment won't smell after we've poured in the water. We turn on the stove on low gas and can immediately switch to high gas. And within 5 minutes, we wait for smoke to appear from the exhaust tube. I use a window for smoke exhaust, which is nearby. I set it to ventilation mode, and I lead the tube into the gap. If you don't have a window nearby, then for smoking. A regular stove is also used, and for exhausting smoke, you can use an extractor hood where this same tube is inserted. The process has started. In 5 minutes, I will turn the gas almost to the minimum. And we will wait for 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, I turn off the gas and leave the bacon without opening the lid until the smoker cools completely. Everything cools down in about an hour. So, an hour and a half has passed, of which 40 minutes the bacon was smoking, and the rest of the time it was cooling. I turned off the gas. It simply reached the smoker. The smoke was absorbed into the bacon, and it was cooling down. The vent is directed outside. The smoke has already dissipated. Let's see what we have. We open the smoker and take a look. The lard turned out pleasant, beautiful, brown in color, with the characteristic aroma of hot smoking. The skin became softer, and its taste completely changed compared to what it was before. So we saw how you can easily and simply make homemade hot smoked lard. Factory-made smokers. With your own hands, everything is simple and straightforward, without additional effort. You can buy something like this in the store. It's homemade, aromatic, tasty, and soft. After we smoke it, we put it in the refrigerator for a couple of hours to cool completely. We wrap it in bags and then put it in the freezer, and it will keep for up to a year. We slowly take it out, defrost it, and eat it. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Stay with us.